What's good, people? I thought we'd catch up because it's about time we talk about our new manager and how his first 3 months has been in charge. Now, the team is currently 16 games unbeaten. The team has done really well. Much better than I thought that they were going to be. But at the same time, there's still some nagging problems. And I think that we need to kind of discuss that. You can say, and I think we can all agree, that we welcome the freshness and the new ideas and the discipline and the system that he's implemented for our team, which has worked wonders. It's amazing that you can literally take the same amount of players, get them to do something that works, and get a good result out of it. Now, it was always going to be a tough job for him. I mean, to come in after someone like Wenger in the same way that United has had issues with Fergie, it's never going to be easy. So to come in and kind of hit the ground running is something that Arsenal fans did not expect. But it's a welcome sign. But at the same time, it doesn't come without its issues either. And I'm talking about the first half performances. Uninspirational and pure laziness, really. I mean, there's just no urgency to get out and start games off the bat. I mean, the Liverpool game was the only one we actually did that with. And look how that turned out. We never switched off against Liverpool. It was full pelt, 90 minutes. I think we kind of paid for that in terms of how much we actually put into that game. Thursday's game against Sporting Lisbon was a bore, and the Wolves game was just as bad in the first half. And I think on a standpoint there, it does take a lot out of you. But guys, Cardiff and Arsenal are the only two teams that have not led a game in the first half. I mean, can you imagine that? Look where we are in the league after 11, 12 games, and we've not even led a game at half time. That gives you some serious issues, and you have to start asking questions of the players, because the manager's doing everything he can, from leading the team out, getting them prepared, fixing things on the sideline. He's doing a fantastic job. But the players, and you can see, I mean, the Wolves game, Juan Carlos and Emery were absolutely tearing the hair out of their heads in the first half because the players just were so lackluster. It was really bad. So that's one thing that I think that he has to focus on, and really that's just the player mindset. And for me, I think a good sign of that would be if somebody is dragging or slogging themselves, yank them. Seriously, I would feel no way after 15, 20 minutes that the manager just says, if you don't pick it up in the next 5 or 10 minutes, you're coming off. And then actually going through with that. Because that's what it's going to have to take to let the players understand that Emery means business. Now, yes, he's got a 3-year deal, but he hasn't come here to fail. He's come here to succeed. And Emery is not, he doesn't tolerate fools. He's not the type of manager who's going to sit down and let players lose his job. He's just not going to do that. So I would expect that the honeymoon period at some point very soon is going to be over for the players. In many ways, it already is over. But I would expect him to stamp more authority in terms of their actions. And he's already doing a great job with that. But I just think that moving forward, there's going to be more urgency needed, and that's going to need to come from the top. It's going to need to come from the coaching staff and the manager to set the right tone so those players know exactly what's going on out the door. Another thing that we need to talk about is Aubameyang on the left. Now, let's be fair. He's not really a left winger, we all know that. And he's more of a false nine, and not necessarily a false nine in the sense. Because Aubameyang has benefited from Lacazette giving him the space. There's times where Lacazette has actually dropped back and been the provider, many times. And Aubameyang's actually gone into the 9 role, and you guys have seen he's been on a lot of crosses where he's nipped and tapped a goal in, and the one he missed against Wolves was horrible. But a lot of his goals have come from that, just him being an out-and-out striker. And I get that, but at the same time, we are going to need that width, whether it comes from Mkhitaryan, Iwobi, or Ramsey. Now, I noticed against Wolves, when Guendouzi came on, he took up a wide position on the left, and he did a lot of his work there, thus gave us success. But I just think maybe that's an issue. Maybe he might have to go back to starting Aubameyang on the bench, because we just cannot start games like that in the first half. If we come out in the first half and provide width for Lacazette, or just change the formation, just go 2 up front from the start and have 2 wingers, you know, go with a 3-5-2 or go with a 4-4-2. Do something to just change it up and see how we go from there. It's not going to hurt, is it? You can't be any worse than what you've been currently after the first 12 games. You really can't be any worse. So for the manager, why not switch it up? Try a different formation in the first half and then switch it back to your native formation in the second half. Because in the second half, you always provide stunning football. You know, Emery ball in the second half has been as good as any team in the league. But from that standpoint, I think Emery's got his work cut out. But for the fans, guys, we knew this was going to be a work in progress from the get-go. And I think we need to be careful. We need to tether ourselves backwards a bit and not get sucked into this 16-game unbeaten streak that we currently have now. Let's just understand what this is. And after 3 months, we can simply not turn around the downfall and drop off that we've had under Wenger over the last 2 years. It's impossible for a team to turn it around that quickly. So let's just keep a level head. And we've got 2 tough games coming up now. Obviously, Spurs and Manchester United are going to be games that it would be nice for us to get points off. And we really do have to get points off for different reasons. One of them is because teams taking points off each other is going to benefit everybody, including Arsenal. And I think, you know, watching between the lines, reading those results where City, Spurs, Chelsea and Manchester United and Liverpool are going to be playing each other, and you know, that's going to benefit us. And Chelsea had a draw the same week that we did last weekend, and that should have given us the energy to go out there and beat Wolves, but it didn't. But I think we all know we should be aiming for at least top 4 this year, regardless what happens. We have to set ourselves achievable goals, and that's definitely an achievable goal as far as I can see. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of our season so far? Do you think we're on the right path? Do you think we're punching above our weight? Or do you think that we haven't done enough? Which would be strange if you did think that, but hey man, I've heard everything. I've heard everything. But yeah, let me know what you think. Appreciate this, guys. Like and subscribe as always, and click that bell if you want updates on when my videos are dropping, and then I'll speak to you guys soon. Peace out.